Students, I have written the earlier equations on the board, but now it is impossible to write down those big equations over there. So I am switching over to the notebook now. We had reached to the term of del square, and now you know what is the del square operator, that is in terms of spherical polar coordinates. Now we'll have to move back to our original equation, that is for the Hamiltonian. We have h is equal to minus h cross square by 2m del square plus v. This equation we have to rearrange, and then we have to operate it on psi. So I am writing the particular equation. We will have del square psi plus 2m by h cross square. At the place of h I am writing e, and then it will become e minus v, so it will become e plus v, and you know that v is equal to e square by 4 pi epsilon naught r. So our equation will become like this. Now in this particular equation, at the place of this del square, we are going to substitute the spherical polar coordinate operator. You already have that operator with you, and you can just substitute it and operate it on psi. So I am writing the next equation, but you try to do it on your own also, or you can later on just repeat it and see whether you can do it. So it is 1 by r square dou by dou r square. Now it will be dou psi by dou r plus 1 by r square sin theta. Now it is dou by dou theta and sin theta. Now again dou psi by dou theta plus it will be 1 by r square sin square theta dou square psi by dou phi square. So this is what we have reached up to the first term, that is del square psi. Now this is del square psi, and then we will add this second term. So that is 2m by h cross square e plus e square by 4 pi epsilon naught r psi is equal to 0. Now this equation we have to rearrange and get the final Schrodinger equation for the hydrogen atom, which later on we will solve and derive the three separate equations. For arranging this particular equation, what I will be doing is I am going to multiply this whole equation by the term r square sin square theta. So multiplying by r square sin square theta, what you will get over here is, here r square will get cancelled, and you will have the first term like sin square theta dou by dou r of r square dou psi by dou r plus here it will be sin theta dou by dou theta of sin theta dou psi by dou theta plus, now this whole term will be cancelled and we will have dou square psi by dou phi square plus here it will become 2m r square sin square theta upon h cross square e plus e square by 4 pi epsilon naught r psi is equal to 0. Now this is our next equation, and this is the Schrodinger equation, but remember this equation is the partial differential equation, and what we have to do is we have to use the terms for psi, that is the wave function psi. Now first of all, try to understand what is this psi. Psi is the function of three variables. So when you write psi, actually it is like this, psi r theta phi, and that is equal to r of r into theta of theta into phi of phi. Now here you try to understand the difference between all these terms. These r, theta and phi are the capital terms. R, theta and phi are the capital terms, and these are the small terms. So while writing all the next equations, you will be observing that this r and this r will be different, okay, or these things will be similarly different. Now what we are going to do is we are going to use the method of separation of variables. There are various methods to solve this partial differential equation, but we are using the method of separation of variables. Now, it is important to know how the method is working, and for that what we will be considering it, at the place of psi we are substituting this r theta phi. Try to understand this. So here it is psi, where we will be substituting r theta phi. When we will substitute r theta phi over here, and it is dou by dou r, so what will happen? Only r will be differentiated with respect to this r, and this theta and phi will be constant. So this theta and phi we can take outside of this particular term. Similarly, when you will go to this term, here the differentiation is with respect to theta. So what will happen? Here out of r theta and phi, theta will be differentiated and r and phi will be taken outside. In that sense you will have to differentiate, and once we do that, there is no need to write down these dou terms. We will be writing the d terms. The reason is that in those equations we will be considering only the ordinary differential equations, while here it is the partial differential equation consisting the three variables. So we are now going to switch over from this partial differential equation to the ordinary equations. Now I'll show you for the first term. Rest of the things will be same. We have sine square theta. Now as I said, since at the place of psi we are substituting these three terms and we are differentiating with respect to r, I'll be writing it like this. Now try to understand the difference. This is dou by dou r and this is d by dr. Rest of the things will go like this. This will be dr by dr. Earlier I told you that there is the difference between capital R and small r. So here it will be capital R and here it will be the small r. Now what will happen to theta and phi? This theta and phi will remain constant because we are differentiating with respect to r. So theta and phi will come outside. So this will be your first term. Similarly, in the second term, since it is with respect to theta, your r and phi will be outside and rest of the things will go like this. It will be d by d theta now, and sine theta d, this is capital theta upon small theta, means d theta by d theta, plus in the third term what will happen? There is the differentiation with respect to phi. So your r and theta will be outside and this will become like d square phi upon d phi square, plus now here the term will be as it is. It is as it is. Psi, here this psi is nothing but r theta phi, and this will be equal to 0. Now what we are going to do is we will be dividing the equation by, see what I am telling is, we will be dividing this whole equation by psi, means r theta and phi. So what will happen here? Only r will remain, this theta phi will get cancelled. Here only theta will remain, r phi will get cancelled, and so on. And here this whole psi will get cancelled. So whatever is this equation, we are dividing throughout by what? R theta and phi means psi. So our next equation will be, it will be sine square theta upon r. It will be d by dr of r square dr by dr, plus in the second term what we have is this 2 will get cancelled and it will be sine theta upon theta. So it will be sine theta upon theta, d by d theta of sine theta d theta by d theta, plus now the third term In the third term only phi will remain, so it will be 1 by phi d square phi by d phi square, plus again the same term 2m r square sine square theta upon h cross square e plus a square by 4 pi epsilon naught r, and that psi will get cancelled and it is equal to 0. So now we have this particular equation. Now you can observe this equation and see that this is the only term which has a single variable. In all the other terms we have the combinations of the variables, and what is our aim? We want to separate the equation in terms of three independent equations. So all these three equations should be independently in terms of r, theta and phi. So we already have one term over here. So we will first separate this term. We'll take this term on the right hand side and then we'll see how it can be separated. And now what I'll be doing is I'll be writing this equation again like this: sine square theta upon r d by dr. The same equation I am writing, only what I am doing is I am taking the independent phi term on the right hand side so that we can further separate it and we can find out the equation in terms of phi, and that is the easiest equation and it is even easy to solve. Actually what we are doing over here is we are solving this equation to get the solution, that is psi, and what this solution will do, this solution will give us the information regarding the behavior of the electron in the atom. Now this is our equation. I have just taken only this one term on the right hand side. Now what we will be doing is this term will be equated to the separate constant, and this constant will be a quantum number, but now we are not supposed to discuss regarding this. I'll tell you what are those quantum numbers while doing the solutions of these equations. So here this is our LHS and this is the RHS. So what we will be doing is we will be equating the LHS and the RHS to a particular constant. So this term minus 1 upon phi d square phi by d phi square is equated with simple constant. It is ml square. Okay. Once you get this ml square, then we will have to see that this equation can be arranged in a particular form. So what you will get as the final phi equation, it will be like this. I have just rearranged the terms. Okay, so this is your one equation. Now what is the speciality of this equation? This is the equation only in terms of phi. There is no any other variable, not r, not theta. So it is the independent ordinary differential equation. Okay. As we have already equated the right hand side with this constant, it is very obvious that we will equate the left hand side with the same constant. So we will get the another equation, that is sine square theta upon r d by dr, r square dr by dr plus sine theta upon theta, this is capital theta, d by d theta of sine theta d theta by d theta plus 2m r square sine square theta upon h cross square. Again the same term of energy, we have this 4 pi epsilon naught r is equal to ml square. Now we will further arrange this equation and we'll do one more step with dividing this equation by sine square theta. So I am dividing the LHS and the RHS of this equation by sine square theta. So we will get the another equation like this. I am dividing by sine square theta. Okay, so it is only single term plus it will be like this, and here it will be ml square upon sine square theta. Now if you observe this particular equation, you can see that there are two terms which contain the r terms, right? And these two terms contains only the theta terms, and that is what we want to do. We want to separate the r terms and theta terms. Phi term we have already separated. Okay, so what we will be doing is we will be taking this term on the right hand side, and we will have two separate equations, okay, which we will again compare with one more constant. Okay, now this is your left hand side, 1 upon r d by dr r square dr upon dr plus 2m r square by h cross square e plus e square by 4 pi epsilon naught r. Okay, that is equal to ml square by sine square theta, now minus that theta term I have taken over here on the right hand side, so it will be like this. Okay, now what we will be doing is we will be comparing this LHS and the RHS again with the same constant. That constant will be taken as L into L plus 1. You should not worry about this L. This is again the another quantum number, and we will be going for studying these quantum numbers in detail in the next topics. Okay, so we have this LHS which is equal to RHS, and both are to be compared with this term which is a constant. So again we will get two more equations. One will be LHS is equal to this, and then RHS is equal to this. So we'll have to write those two equations. It will be like this. Okay, it is equal to L into L plus 1, and one more equation, that will be your RHS, that is compared with what? Again the same constant. Okay, so it is d by d theta sine theta d theta by d theta is equal to L into L plus 1. Now see, we have these two equations, two separate equations, and these two equations we will arrange in the final form. Okay, for that final form what we will be doing is for this r equation we will multiply the left hand side and the right hand side by the term r upon r square. What I am talking about is r upon r square. So I am multiplying by this term to this particular r equation on the LHS and the RHS also. So what will be the final equation? This r will get cancelled, and we will have 1 upon r square d by dr of r square dr by dr plus again this r square will get cancelled, so we have 2m upon h cross square and this particular term, and that should be multiplied by this capital R, and that will be L into L plus 1 into R upon R square. Okay, now once we have this particular equation, the final step is to arrange the terms of this equation, and we will get the R equation. So it is 1 upon R square d by dr of R square dr upon dr plus, now we have this thing 2m by h cross square, this term is always there. Okay, now I'll take this r outside, so minus L into L plus 1 upon R square, the whole will be multiplied by this R, and it is equal to 0. So this is our second equation. This is the R equation. Now we'll have to go for the last equation, and for that last equation we will be using this thing. You concentrate on this equation and see that I'll be arranging the terms of this equation. We have this minus the theta term is equal to L into L plus 1. So I'll be taking this term on the right hand side, and then this minus this thing. So I'll have to write the equation like this: ml square upon sine square theta, ml square upon sine square theta minus this L into L plus 1, that will be equal to this term 1 upon theta sin theta d by d theta of sin theta d theta of by d theta. This is our equation. Now what I will be doing is I'll be multiplying this equation by theta, I mean capital theta. So finally I'll have to rearrange this equation in a particular manner. Like I'll be taking this term on the left hand side for final step and multiplied by theta. So this theta will get cancelled. So what we will have is this 1 upon sine theta d upon d theta sine theta d theta by d theta. Okay, now this is the minus term over here and this is the plus term. So it will go like this: L into L plus 1 minus this term ml square upon sine square theta, but the whole we have multiplied by this theta, so into theta is equal to 0. So this is our final theta equation. Now I have not given the numbers to the equations, but I'll go back for it and just see. I'll call this equation as, say, equation A. I'll call this as the equation B, and finally this will be equation C. Now just look at equation A, B and C. Your equation A is the equation only in terms of phi, so it is the independent ordinary differential equation. B is the equation which is only in terms of R, it is not in terms of any other variable. So this is the independent ordinary equation, and the third ordinary differential equation is the equation in terms of theta only. So what we have basically done, we have just separated the Schrodinger equation, which was the original Schrodinger equation. The Schrodinger equation we had obtained in terms of this, and which was the partial differential equation. By using the method of separation of variables, we have obtained these three separate equations. In exam, you will definitely have the question that using the quantum theory of hydrogen atom, derive the Schrodinger equation, and using the method of separation of variable, the separate the Schrodinger equation in terms of three ordinary differential equations, that is the equations in terms of R, theta and phi independently. Next time we will be going for solving these equations, and to get the solutions of these equations in terms of the quantum numbers. I tell you again that for what we are doing all these things, we want to understand what exactly is the behavior of electron in the hydrogen atom. And to understand that, what we need to have is the complete information of psi, which is the wave function, and this psi is the solution of these equations, the Schrodinger equations. And when we will substitute the particular variables in terms of all these psi solution in terms of the independent equations, then we can independently study about the R, theta and phi variables. So that will go for next time. But before that, it is very necessary that you will go through all this topic, because this is not only the theoretical one. You will have to start right from how the quantum mechanics explains the particular relation between proton and electron in the hydrogen atom. So you go through all these equations, write down all these equations again and again, solve these equations, then use the method of separation of variables, and before that you try to see how you can remember the del square operator in terms of R, theta and phi variables. And next time we'll go for the solutions. Thank you.